Crotch goblins at a wedding? No, thank you. I once worked at a wedding and couldn't help but notice how terrible the kids were. Now, usually the kids I've seen at weddings have iPads, etc. to play during the ceremony with headphones, and then during the reception they aren't an issue. But for this wedding, these 3 kids, only 3 were there, were monsters. I felt so bad for the bride. Just to summarize the minor issues, the kids, 1, kept interrupting the ceremony by yelling and running up and down the aisle, 2, stripped down to practically naked and run around, and 3, throw the aisle decor off the pews, it was a church.
What did he say?
And basically destroy it. The parents weren't doing anything to stop them, just kept ignoring the kids while they practically hung off of them. During the reception, it was even worse. They ran out onto the floor during the dances for the couple and the couple's parents. They threw food around, they screamed, and one of them threw a plate that hit another guest. Finally, the bride asked the parents if they could do something, which the mother replied, "It's not my problem your wedding isn't kid-friendly. Huh? You should have gotten a kid's station or at least give them toys." A couple people at the other table sighed. The bride left, but just before turning to see her hubby go cut the cake, one of the kids ran up to her and rubbed their hands on the fluff of the dress, with chocolate all over his hands. Oh my God! I guess at some point the kid had found the chocolate fountain in the kitchen, which the catering company had brought in for fondue. Thankfully, I got pictures of that before it was destroyed. He was covered in chocolate, and now the bride's dress was too. You could tell she was about to cry. And this isn't the worst part either. Thankfully, her mom helped her change into her honeymoon dress, a knee-length white dress. The couple then goes to cut the beautiful 5-tier tall cake. Guess what the little monsters did? Right after the couple cut the cake, the chocolate-covered kid, now in pajamas, ran up to the bride and asked for a slice. When she said they were going to hand it out in a couple seconds and that he should wait, he screamed. Big, ugly tears falling from his eyes. I'm a monster, so I took a picture of his meltdown. He then had a full-on tantrum, kicking the table with cake on it. I guess it wasn't a strong table because the thing fell over and the cake landed all over the bride, the groom, the mother of the bride, and the kid. The crazy mom came out of the crowd and yelled at the couple they hurt her child, and then some fierce words were exchanged. After a good 5-minute screaming match, the bride yelled at everyone to get out and then walked off in tears. I left shortly after to get to editing the shots I took. After about a week later, the bride called and asked if I had gotten any nice shots. I told her all the pictures we took during cocktail hour were safe. A couple during the reception were good. I edited the kids out if they got in the shot. And the ceremony was okay. I got pics of the cake, the fondue fountain with all the goodies, the food, and etc. I took the pics out where the kids ruined it, but I let her know I took a pic right as his meltdown started. She wanted that pic so badly, so I sent it to her right away. Out of my curiosity, I asked what happened with the monster kid and the mom. She laughed and said they were taking them to small claims court to get the money back she spent on the dress cleaning fee, the cake, and the now destroyed fondue fountain, and a couple of other things. All in all, the kids cost almost $4,000 worth of damage, which the bride and groom had to cover. On top of that, since only parts of the dress could be cleaned, an almost $700 cleaning fee, she had to get fabric cut out of the damaged parts and fix it. Almost another $1,000. Furthermore, she had to postpone her honeymoon, causing a further $2,000 to the couple so they could deal with everything. Long story short, I gave the bride 50% off the package because it was supposed to have a total of 300 edited shots and I could only salvage about 100, 120. The bride and I, who is becoming a good friend of mine, were going to drinks when she comes back from her spa honeymoon, not her original honeymoon. My question for you ladies is, would you ever allow kids at your wedding? Because I don't think I will after this. TLDR, crazy kids ruined wedding, causing $4,000 plus in damages.
Okay. As you know, I am not allowing kids at my wedding.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
0 children will be allowed at my wedding. Because I've seen too many horror stories of children just ruining the whole fucking vibe of the wedding and destroying things. Now, I get it. Obviously, being a parent is hard. Mm-hmm. Finding a babysitter is hard. Finding the time to go out and possibly rent a hotel room and all of that stuff is hard.
Yeah.
However, as a parent, do you not want to go to an event without your kids.
Yeah.
Where there is alcohol a-flowing, dancing, everything's about love. Do you really want your little Timmy running around?
Yeah.
Screaming, Mom, please come play with me. Mom, can you get them to play What Does the Fox Say?
Oh my God.
Mom, tell them to play Let It Go. Mom, I'm not having fun. Mom.
Absolutely not. See, okay, and like, if you couldn't get a babysitter and you had to get a hotel, or even if you could just drive home at the end of the night, what should have happened if there were two parents? One needs to stay home. Either the whole thing, or you go for a little bit and then come home early.
Yeah.
If you have no one else to watch your kids and there's two of you. If there's only one of you, I'm sorry, if your kids aren't well behaved.
Don't take them and just don't go to the wedding.
Yeah.
Sorry, I would rather not have somebody, and maybe this is a hot take, I'd rather not have somebody at my wedding than have a child at my wedding. Just personally.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's a single person that I can think of.
And, like, there's no way you don't know that your kid's a little shit. Like, you
Yeah.
you have to live with it every day. You know when your kid is a shit.
I want to know who this mom was in relation to the bride and groom. Because if that were me, putting myself in those shoes,
Yeah.
I don't care who that is. That could be my own fucking mom.
Yeah.
I'm walking up to her and I'm saying, hey, get the fuck out.
Leave.
At the first sign of damage, those kids start knocking stuff off of those pews. I'd be like, hey, can you get your fucking little shit? Grab them, snatch them up, do something.
Yeah.
Put them in a corner.
Leave.
Tie them up, put a
You're
bow,
done.
put them in the corner. Whatever you have to do. This is your one warning. The next thing that they do, they're gone. You just, I'm sorry,
Right,
I'm
like,
the
you
bride.
have to go. Like, you're
I'm the bride, you have to go.
You're actually breaking things, leave. Because if anyone else was breaking things, leave.
Yeah.
You
There's
know?
not a single person in ever. I mean, and I get that
Like,
children...
if an adult went over and flipped the cake over, leave.
Leave. The chocolate on the dress made me actually sick to my stomach.
It made me, like, violent.
Yeah.
I'd be so mad.
Would you condone hitting a child?
Just a little punt.
See, that's what I was thinking. Sorry, guys. That's what I was thinking too.
We don't
I'm like,
condone child abuse.
just kind of
but,
like, poof, like
just a little
get 'em
hip
off
check.
you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're not like decking them, but you're shaking off a dog that jumped on your leg. That was so aggressive. I'm so sorry. But I can't even to
Okay.
wrap my head around this mom being totally and trying to flip it and say you didn't have any kid stuff there.
Yeah. First off, you should have brought kid stuff because they're your fucking kids. Second off, go home, you crazy person. Your kids are shits and so are you. That's probably where they get it from.
It's a wedding, not a daycare.
No.
Like, the bride is not there to provide kids' toys and events for kids. Was she going to hire a fucking bubble blower?
Yeah.
And a clown and a bounce house? No.
And I say this very much as someone who does not have kids. Not all spaces are created for kids. So if you are going to bring them, it's on you to make sure your kid behaves. And if you're not willing to do that, okay, don't take your kid there.
My stomach growled.
Ooh.
It was like...
Yeah, it was like damn straight.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, no, I agree. I if you know... Never mind. This is a hot topic. We could go on, and
Okay,
I feel
there
like
is
we'd
an
get
update.
a lot of hate. Oh, okay.
Okay, so we have an update.
Yay!
So a couple people asked me to keep this page updated on what's going on. If you want to see the first post, yada, yada, yada. I met with the bride a couple days ago for lunch, and she gave me an update. So far, she's filed documents with Small Claims Court, and she's being countersued. Basically, she told me they're suing for the medical care and cost the son has because of the cake falling on him. She's even been getting nasty calls and emails from them. I'm trying to convince her to let me get screenshots for you to read them. I don't know if we have those. I'll look. Her entire family has now left the entitled mom and husband in the dust. The entitled mom's husband has been reaching out to the bride's husband to get him to convince her to drop the case. He's been taking his wife's side, refusing and saying that if he stepped in and controlled his monstrous kids and his wife, there wouldn't be an issue. The entitled mom has been posting all over Facebook saying how terrible the bride is and spinning the story to favor her. I'm not sure when they will go to court, but I'll give you an update if wanted. You crazy
Bitch! Yeah! God, oh my, that would make me...
That makes me so mad.
I'm like, I would okay, bleep that because
sure as shit, if that happened to this entitled woman at her wedding, you would never hear the end of it.
No, the whole building would be on fire because she got so hot that her head combusted and it blew the building up. No, this is insane behavior. Mm-hmm. To countersue?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
For the damages... Do you sue the playground when your kid falls on it because they were doing some shit? Because that's how the cake fell on him, because he was doing some shit he should have been doing.
I can't even...
Yeah. Say sorry and pay for the dress cleaning, and honestly the cake damages. Pay for the damages that your kid caused, and say sorry. And then never talk to anyone again.
I'm so petty that I would spend all of my money, every dime that I had, to get the best lawyer possible, and then I would start stacking on charges, emotional distress, trauma. Like, you're getting sued on top of the civil claims court, and I'm taking little Timmy and little Joey now because you can't afford to live, and I'm gonna reparent them to be better children because obviously you can't parent them and control them in the way
next time you see them, they'll be like, "Oh, hello, mother." Pip, pip.
It's like the nanny. Wait, not the nanny.
Nanny McPhee?
Super nanny?
Oh, super nanny.
Yeah.
Yep.
That bad bitch. She strolls in there and she's like, "We're not doing this today, guys." And then she has those kids acting straight after like 2 months. It's probably a lot of trauma, but...
You know what else is a lot of trauma? Having chocolate rubbed all over your wedding dress. So... And then the cake spilled on you. I love cake. When I am to wed, I want a really, really tasty cake. And if I had that entire wedding, I know I'm sitting there looking forward to the cake. At least I have this, my favorite dessert. And then it gets spilled on me by the same shit that ruined everything else. Punted.
Yeah. They'd be paying for the entire wedding.
Yeah.
There would not be wedding, honeymoon, and cost after that because I'm coming for everything you own.
Yeah.
That is... My heartbeat's pretty...
Oh my God,
pretty beaten. I'm like not even funny right now because of how mad that made me.
This was a while ago, so maybe there is another update. Yeah, nothing that's like... Here's what happened in the case.
Yeah.
Dang.
I hope she won.
I hope so too. I feel like if they're not a fucking idiot, yeah, she would have won.
Yeah. I just, especially when it comes to kids stuff, I feel like you never know because the judge could be really sympathetic towards kids.
Yeah, they could be like, "Oh, she's just having a hard time." It's like, well, stay home. I'm sorry.
Never
like,
leave the house. Keep your kid at home.
Like, if your kid is that much of a menace,
yeah,
you gotta figure something out.
See, this is where it gets really hard because it's like, if we're telling parents, if your kid is bad, don't take them out. But then that kid gets kind of hostile because they're inside, and then they become incels.
Or they can still like go to school. They can still have a soccer team. They can go to like
I think it's when they're really
friendly
small,
things.
Maybe
There's like kids museums. There's a ton of places for a kid to. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, my stomach's like growling and it like hurts. I'm like, stop,
chill,
stop that,
tummy chill. No, there's like so many places you can go that are like kid friendly, and kids can go and act like crazy little kids, and it's okay. But a wedding is not one of those things. So
no,
you should know your kid, and if your kid can't handle that, don't set them up to fail.
Yeah, I just can't understand parents that feel like their kid is entitled to do whatever they want. Yeah. Just like I brought up a few episodes ago about my old job that I had and the kids going in and doing whatever they want to all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm like, my parents would have beat my ass.
1,000%.
My parents would have beat my ass.
1,000%. I didn't even have the thought to do that.
No.
Because I know what would have happened.
Not ever condoning violence on a child. Gentle parenting works, and like rationalizing with a child works because they're people.
Yeah.
They're people too. They have feelings. They have thoughts. Maybe they don't have the grandest expansive thoughts, but they still understand basic concepts.
Yeah.
So you don't need to beat your kid. But I'm just saying. My parents would have beat me.
Yeah. Oh my God, no. I wouldn't have an ass anymore. Like.
No, my both of my parents would have yoinked me out of there the second I touched something that I wasn't supposed to.
Yep.
Like, hand smack, don't fucking touch that.
Yep.
Okay. And that's all I would have needed.
Yeah.
I would have sat my ass in the back of the room the whole rest of the time. I don't care if I'm bored. I'm disassociating, staring at a wall.
Yep. The shame of getting in trouble will get me. I heard your tummy that time.
You're loud. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Why am I so hungry? If you enjoyed that little story, be sure to watch the full episode here.
And make sure you like, subscribe, and all that jazzy.
Jazzy? I see what you did there. Wait, what was that?